What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the final round coverage of the 2019 Buffalo Run Disc Golf Tournament. My name is Gabriel Dow, and I'm here with one of our Tulsa local pros, Lauren Lewis.
How's it going, guys?
We are here at the Buffalo Run Disc Golf Course in McAlester, Oklahoma, one of my personal favorite park courses. This tournament is also sponsored by Native Disc Golf, PDGA Disc Golf, and Legacy Discs, so huge shout out to those guys for sponsoring the tournament. So far, we got Coda Hatfield and Emerson Keith leading the pack at 19 under par. Brandon Cawthorne, one of our Tulsa locals, at 14 under par. And then we got Austin Hannum sitting at 13. So, good-looking card here. Tight race between Coda Hatfield and Emerson going into this final round. And should be some exciting golf.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah, this day, the wind picked up a little bit more, you think?
Yeah, it definitely picked up a lot of the same types of wind as the first day, really.
Yeah, definitely. We are on to hole one. This is a par 4 first hole, 525 feet downhill. Starting off with the bomber, you have two options, the big hyzer around the right side or the straight gap. Depending on the wind, you can really go for this one and just kind of match the angle of the hill, throw it on a sharp hyzer, and let that wind carry it left. But I don't believe the wind was right for that play today. But we'll see what these guys do. Yeah, and as you can see, that flag is howling.
Yeah, it looks like he's lining up that big hyzer shot.
Yeah. This one's way up there. This is a safe hyzer.
Yeah, nice and safe. No worries. Huge sidewalk skip.
And he's going to be right there, perfectly perpendicular to that hill. Be able to crash it in there with a nice backstop.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I like being on the right side. For some reason, I feel like maybe there's just a little more landing zone.
Yeah, it definitely plays better if you prefer that forehand up shot.
Yeah, he didn't bite off a whole lot of distance there. He threw it really high. Let's see what Cawthorne's going to do.
What do you think he's throwing here? Scorpius?
I wouldn't doubt it. Looks like it was something a little bit on the flippy side. He was probably meaning to push it a little straighter.
Yeah.
Austin, guessing force.
I would assume so. Going for that hyzer as well.
He got the straightness.
Yeah, and that's coming around left. And he finds the OB. He was going for it across, but again, that's just the risk.
It was really close. I mean, if it was coming in a little straighter, he probably would have got the skip up to the other side.
Yeah. Emerson with a really nice upshot. He's got a little reach-in birdie.
Really solid upshot there from Brandon. And the same for Coda, even for that little wind bounce. You saw his shot was only, 110, 120 feet from the basket, but still getting wind bounces on the way there.
Austin lays up there. He'll be taking a par there. Emerson with a nice birdie. Good par save from Austin.
Coda and Cawthorne cleaning up for their birdies.
Yep. 3 birdies and 1
little
par.
Smile, nice birdie on the front.
Oh, yeah. Gotta show the teeth for the camera. Hole 2, this is a par 4, 705 feet. You've got two options. You've got the popular big turnover. Just throw something understable high and straight and just let it have that right carry. You do also have the over the road OB play on the right side. You're just kind of risking it, throwing it over these trees on the right side, and hopefully land in bounds. So we'll see what these guys do.
Yeah, depending on the wind, I like the big hyzer play.
Looks like Coda's lining up that big turnover. He's got the same disc out as last round, maybe a Ballista Pro.
He's got a lot of turn on the disc there.
A lot of turn, and that's going to cut roll. Still not a bad spot.
Yeah, he cut roll up to the flat area, so he's going to have some decent footing. If you get down by that little makeshift creek that runs through, it really kills the footing a lot.
Emerson going for the big hyzer today.
Huge. He went right side of that tree over there.
Makes it over there. I'll have a nice little forehand approach from there.
Man, that's a scary shot.
It is.
Because if you go OB there, you're taking it right off the tee pad, basically.
Yeah, exactly. Cawthorne turning one out there. Just a little bit too much flex.
Dang, I thought he had a really good angle on that, but
yeah.
This wind is just pushing it straight down. And that was in jeopardy of being really out of bounds.
Yeah, he was fortunate to find the tree. And was that a wind bounce or was that a tree kick?
I think it was
crazy.
A wind bounce. We still have that right to left coming off of the road.
Cawthorne, his forehand has come a long way in the last year and a half. This dude just absolutely mashes on the forehands.
Yeah, I got to play with him during this tournament, and I saw some really great lines that he was throwing.
Yeah, he's getting salty.
This needs to settle. Okay, it did check up early.
Yeah, he's just outside the circle.
Yeah, for a second there, I thought it was going for that OB culvert.
Yeah. Emerson throwing the forehand.
Yeah, no slouch on the forehand for him either.
And even gets the little wind blowback because that was skipping right and then kind of popped up and the wind kept it from skipping.
There you go. And Austin down there at the base.
Yeah. Cawthorne just a little low. Here is Coda for his birdie. And just a little low as well.
Nice par for Austin there.
Yeah. Staying at 13 under par.
Same par for Coda. Everybody else is pretty much just going to clean up.
Yeah.
When Coda let go of his putt there, I was thinking, I really hope that doesn't lift too much because the wind coming off of that section could have
easily just.
Yeah, could have gotten a lot of lift on there.
Oh, yeah. All right, looks like we got Emerson with the lone birdie. Hole 3, this is a par 4, 390 feet. As you can see, you have a super tight gap to hit off the tee. You're really just wanting to throw out a hyzer that'll flip up flat and just kind of ride past this sidewalk here to leave yourself with a long downhill jumper putt for eagle maybe. But a 3 is nothing to complain about on this hole, so we'll see how these guys execute here. Emerson, he has been throwing this disc so well all tournament, and that is the furthest I've ever seen anybody get on an air shot.
That was a really good punch through. You saw he took plenty of time on the tee, made sure he was hitting the gap. And that might have been a good tree kick there. I think that might have had a possibility of getting a bad skip out of bounds, yeah. But I ended up hitting one of the first trees in the first round and kicking straight out of bounds, so I opted for going the forehand roller on the right side.
Oh, and that is not what you want.
No, Cawthorne's going to have a lot of work to do from there. Oh, that looks good. Stay up.
Skip up there. Yeah, and he's going to be right around where Bo was last round. Just a little downhill jumper.
Yeah, I thought for a second that might come back and get a nice skip, but
right.
Yeah, it didn't quite do what it needed to.
Yeah, it seems that grass up there at the top of that hill is pretty grabby. Because Bo had a similar line and didn't get the skip either.
Cawthorne coming up a little short on that. And a nice approach there from Coda.
Great approach from Austin. And Cawthorne as well, putting it right there. Here's Emerson for the eagle. And just a little bit too low. Still an easy tap in birdie. .22 under par. 2-stroke lead over Coda after 3 holes. Or I guess a 1-stroke lead, since Coda's about to tap this one in.
Cawthorne taps in as well. He's going to take a par on that.
Yeah, 15 under par for the round. And we are on to hole 4. This is a par 3, 420 feet. You've got 2 gaps. You have the forehand line around the left side, or a slight turnover to flex shot on that left side as well. You do also have a straight gap, which is a little bit more risky because the gap does tighten up. Most of these guys we've seen have been taking that left side gap, so we'll see how they play it today.
Emerson's going back to the forehand. We've got a pretty good tailwind on this hole, so he's thinking he can just pump this out there, put a little flex on it.
This is looking really nice. Oh yeah, skips up right there on the rocks.
He got the same roll away. Well, let's hope he's got that spot down last time.
He's been there just about all 3 rounds.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Almost on the same shot. I mean, he threw the backhand, what was it? Second round, I believe, yeah, and hit the rocks.
Coda going big turnover on this. Got plenty of distance, but...
Yeah, he's pin high, just on the side of that hill. It's going to be awkward footing.
Oh, he sawed this one off.
He knew it right out of his hand, too. That needs to stay in bounds, and it does.
Luckily, that grass is pretty grabby. It's not really going to allow too big of a skip.
Yeah.
I fully expect Cawthorne to be in the circle on this.
Absolutely. He's thrown this one really high, a lot higher than I expected him to throw it, but he's right there. He's going to be about circle's edge, just short of the rocks there. Emerson trying to make the same putt as yesterday. Couldn't quite connect today.
Ooh, little scary there. Almost caught a little roll away, yeah, but he wasn't laying that up.
Yep.
Hey, he's still got some ground to make up.
He does. Coda to tie it all up again, and wow, that's perfect.
Let's go. Awkward footing, uphill, windy as all get out. Fantastic putt.
Yeah.
And basket tap. Yep.
Super clean, pro side and everything. This is Emerson making good for the par, keeping things tied up.
Yeah, and I mean today, even the putts like that, you really want to make sure you take your time and take them seriously.
Yeah.
Because the second you think, oh, you know what, I got this, that's going to be when you slip up.
Yeah, exactly. That's a common trait of the most successful, really, athletes, is they just take their time and get that focus, get into that flow state. Hole 5, this is a par 4, 480 feet, dogleg right. You have two options. There's a turnover line or a forehand as well. You just want to get past this bunch of trees about halfway down the fairway to leave yourself with as open of a second shot as possible. Got Coda. Hey, and shout out to Billy Lund back there for making the trophies. They were super sick. If you guys haven't seen any pictures on Facebook or anything, they are top-notch trophies. Billy does great work. And he also throws a disc like 600 feet, so.
More than that, for sure.
Yeah.
Coda didn't really seem to get over as much as he needed to on that one. Looks like it was a little high, a little nose up.
Yeah.
And just didn't quite get the turn.
Yeah. Ended up out of bounds there, but Emerson with a nice shot. Austin Hannum with a force.
Similar situation there, kind of cutting it off a little early, but
squeaks through.
Yeah. He gets through to a pretty decent spot.
Cawthorne bringing it out real wide over the culvert.
Outside hits this really skinny tree here.
The skinniest tree on the fairway, but it's still got to look.
Yeah, Cawthorne normally likes to throw more of a flip-up forehand, really, than the overstable
kind of forced turnover. Yeah.
It's a little high,
but it gets a good amount of drop, and he'll be about 25. Maybe 30 feet.
That's not bad. Normally when he's got that disc in hand, it's going to be really close to the basket.
Oh, yeah. Austin kind of sawing that one off. He's going to have a little bit more distance than he would like.
And Emerson, I mean, pretty much dream drive, really.
Yeah. Throws it a little deep, but that's nothing Emerson can't handle.
Great putt. Way to save that par.
Yeah. Staying at 22 under par. Cawthorne for his birdie. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, good connection there. Once again, really took the time. Right. These guys are putting on a show.
Oh, yeah.
Putting clinic.
Austin moving to 15 under par. Here's Emerson to get a one-stroke lead on Coda. Oh, and just a little bit left.
Yeah.
Looks like we got things staying tied up. Going into hole 6. This is a par 3, 348 feet, 106 meters. This is a hyzer. They have once again moved it back from the original position. It used to be just past this bunch of trees on the left here, but they've moved it across the creek, and it's very difficult to get to. We saw Emerson throw a perfect shot last round going through this gap that the drone flew through. You really just want to get a distance driver to flip up flat, have that left finish, and skip up over the creek. If you're not skipping over the creek, you are most likely going to be in it or short of it. So here we have Austin.
This looks pretty good, but I mean, anytime you throw it high, it's going to get tangled up in one of those trees there.
Very low ceiling on this hole.
This looks like a smooth shot, nice and low. Didn't get it quite wide enough.
Yeah, and he's going to be left with about probably 60 to 70 feet.
Yeah, if you undercommit even just a little bit on this shot, you're going to be collected by those trees over there on the left side.
Yeah. There's just so much over there. Really want to keep it wider. And Coda found some trees as well. He's going to be well short.
Yeah, a little grip lock there.
Emerson, he's got out the same disc that he's really been throwing the majority of this tournament, that Rainbow Lucid Defender.
And he's put a good move on it and
same
jumped through the
gap.
same thing.
Exact same shot as last round, parking the hole. That's so good.
It's so tough to get a shot to skip up there, and then when you do, hitting one of those clumps of trees is almost always going to happen. So
yeah,
I mean, that was just a great shot to watch.
Coda almost dunking it in for the 2, and that's a way misrelease from Austin there.
He still got through though. I mean,
luckily
a little lapse in concentration there, but you know the course didn't punish him too bad. It seems.
Yeah, this is a makeable putt for him all day.
And that is a really bad result.
Yeah. But he makes the comebacker for an unfortunate bogey. And he's not liking that one. 14 under par for Austin. Cawthorne for par to stay at 16. Coda making good for par. And Emerson with another bonus birdie. Moving to 23 under par. 4 down for the round. Hole 7, this is a par 3. It is 605 feet. You have this small gap on the left side that you have to hit. We have also seen players go for the big flex shot over the top to take the trees out of play. The goal here is really just to get on the other side of those trees into this opening to leave yourself with about a 350-foot tunnel shot. That's really how you want to play the hole. If you go too far left, there is an OB line as well. Yeah,
definitely right off the tee. It's make the gap or you're going to suffer.
Exactly.
Looks like he is going for that middle gap. A little low, but that's not too bad. He's still going to be able to get a good look at a basket from there.
Yeah.
Cawthorne throwing over the top here. Just didn't quite get on that enough. And
he stays in bounds. He's just inside the log.
He's in bounds, okay. He caught too many of those trees up there to really get any forward progress.
Yeah. And Coda, this one, he didn't quite get enough turn on that. Or didn't get it quite left enough. And he's going to be in a tough spot. Austin, looks like he's got that force in hand. And he's moving stuff out of the way behind him. He might be going over the top.
Yeah, he's definitely going over the top with that.
This dude crushes.
Oh, that might not be
Look
a force.
Look at that. Right?
That might be like an Undertaker or something.
That is way up there.
Yeah, he's going to be. I mean, if you can cut the hole in half like that, that's fantastic. It just makes all the difference, not having to deal with these low ceiling and all the trees and possible OBs. Speaking of possible OBs,
Emerson kicks right or left.
Coda kind of misfiring there. I know his footing was not fun in that situation.
Cawthorne skipping one up there, and he's going to be inside the circle for his birdie. Emerson luckily has a window.
Yeah, when you get up this far, the tree line doesn't really come into play as much as it does. If you're another 100 feet back, it's really hard to access the green from there.
It's pretty much impossible unless you have a miracle shot. Austin's right there, about 15 feet.
Yeah,
Here's
great.
Coda.
Great upshot from there.
Yeah.
Just making the hole look super easy.
And that was a little bit of a misfire from Coda. Hit the tree. He's going to be a little bit shorter than he wanted.
Very nice putt. Oh, that was awesome. Great
Coda
job.
Saving par. Really nice.
Yeah, needed to save that par to continue on and be tied.
Yeah. Cawthorne with the miscue there. A little bit am side on the putt. He's going to be tapping in an unfortunate par. He had one of the best second shots of the group. Unable to connect there. All right, hole 8. This is a par 4. It is 519 feet. You have this right gap, low ceiling that you need to hit. Just throwing a distance driver on a straight line. You want it to hyzer right in front of this tree here to the right and skip down the hill. We saw Emerson do just that yesterday. Hopefully he can repeat it again here today. Yeah, you're really just trying to get it through that right gap. Get into the clearing.
Yeah, and where it opens up there, it's going to be, you just want to try to leave yourself on the upshot as close as you can to a nice tailwind putt, because this tall basket is not something to mess with.
No, especially today with the wind howling. You want to put it literally within 10 feet.
Cawthorne, game face on.
Yeah, he had that. That was serious. He was in serious mode. I was like bulldog mode. He was breathing heavily there. Respect. Coda, this is looking like a super clean shot, but it does not
almost
get all the way
super
through.
Clean.
Almost super clean.
He did make a little correction. I mean, he released early the yesterday. Oh, no real skip there, but
yeah.
That
was going further than yesterday.
That was definitely going places.
That was still carrying straight when it hit that tree.
Yeah, so playing to that right side, which is going to give him tailwind. And look at the push.
We'll be left with about 25 feet. Austin's just a little pitch up forehand.
Yeah, it's a little closer to what you want, really.
Emerson going a little bit deeper than he wanted, but it's a manageable putt.
Cawthorne into a headwind. Just got a little lift on that putt. Took him a little too high. And Emerson, the exact opposite. It's got the tailwind, shut him down.
Yeah. Coda for the lead. Just a little bit low.
It looked to me almost like he didn't really fully commit to that. He didn't fully extend that hand, it seemed.
I mean, it's hard to commit on baskets like this. Because then you're afraid of overcommitting and shooting 50 feet past.
All right, the rest of these should be cleanups. So we've got Austin and Brandon doing a real battle for third there. What?
That was scary.
And
that was elevator. Straight up.
Like I said before, that putt is not an easy putt when you're looking straight up at the basket like that.
Yeah.
It just makes it really hard, especially when you've got wind pushing at you.
Yep. All right, hole 9, par 3, 333 feet, last hole of this front 9 of the final round. There's OB lining all along the right side and behind the basket, and you have the road OB on the left side as well. The majority of these players have been throwing something stable and with a little bit of hyzer on that right side. Just let it skip up into that mulch near the basket. This is looking a little too straight from Austin, and
that needs to slow down. That's found the out of bounds.
Yeah, and he's gone too deep there. He's going to be putting for 3 just inside that OB line.
Got Brandon lining up the Banshee.
And that is a very fortunate roll.
Yeah.
Gets up there.
Little slower speed disc. You don't really want to come into this green cooking. All right, Coda, you got about 16 hops all the way up there to circle's edge.
Emerson needing a lot of skip off this and finds one of those little rocks.
That could have been absolutely parked.
Yeah. Austin's going to be tapping in a bogey there, unfortunately.
Yeah, no fuss layup there. He didn't want to do any more damage. Brandon definitely running that. Oh, very nice birdie.
Lone birdie from Boy Wonder himself. 23 under par. Austin moving to 15. Cawthorne staying at 16. Emerson will stay at 22. And that is going to conclude this front 9 final round coverage of the 6th annual Buffalo Run Tournament. Another big shout out to Native Disc Golf, DGA, and Legacy Discs. Coda Hatfield leading the pack at 23 under par after hole 9 of this final round, taking the lone birdie. Emerson Keith sitting at 22 under par. We've got Brandon Cawthorne sitting at 16 under par, and Austin Hannum sitting at 15. So tight race between Coda and Emerson going into this final 9 holes of the Buffalo Run Tournament. So appreciate you guys for watching. Once again, thanks to Lauren for coming out to commentate, and we will see you guys for this final 9.